Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 6. So, as just like the last episode, we are following the chronological order. So, we did skip 1, 2, 3, and 4 for now. We're going to be watching 5, 6, and 7, I think, and then we jump back to 1. I just know that I just checked the list, and we do have to watch 6. I try not to look too far ahead. But yeah, okay. So, before we talk about last episode, I just want to say it's probably going to be fine because I've recorded one show before this and everything was okay, but because this is Disney Plus and the last show I watched isn't on Disney Plus, I got a new monitor. Normally, I don't watch TV. I don't watch shows on the, on like a TV. I use the computer right in front of me. And my monitor broke over the weekend and I ended up buying a new one. So I got a ultra-wide QD OLED monitor, which is really beautiful, a little bit bigger than the one before and everything. But hopefully I don't run into any issues, just kind of letting you guys know nothing should really change on your end because there's no visuals of obviously what shows up on my monitor at all, but at least on my end, hopefully I don't run into any kind of issues. But the lighting and everything seemed fine with the last show that I watched, because the settings and everything seemed to work fine for gaming, but I don't know if they're quite set up properly for watching shows and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I did just watch one, so it's probably fine. I just wanted to bring it up. But anyway, last episode we met Trace and her sister Rafa. Trace seems to be trying to go on the straight and narrow, try to earn money so she can go into space. Very earnest girl, it seems like. Whereas Rafa seems to be doing a bit more illegal things to try to make a little more money in this world that they find themselves stuck in and everything. So we did have a moment of Ahsoka using the Force. There was a kid that saw it, but it doesn't seem like Trace realized. So I wonder if we're gonna still follow these characters and everything. Then I wonder if there's gonna be a moment where she finds out that she is a Jedi, and she did say some things where she seemed to be kind of like against Jedis a little bit, but she also seemed like she was willing to like listen. Like she kind of jumped to the assumption that the Jedi were like bad and like causing the wars and stuff like that. And then Ahsoka kind of gave a counterpoint, and she seemed like she was willing to listen. She wasn't immediately like, "Oh, that's bullshit. No, the Jedi are just bad," you know. But yeah. So I'm excited, guys. Let's jump into this episode, shall we? We're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Mistakes are valuable lessons, often learned too late. Mm-hmm. Skywalker Academy. Hmm. Damn. Silver Angel. Yeah, she just said she'd never heard of it. Hmm. Excuse me. Only useful ones. Hmm. Yeah, probably something not so legal, as typical with Rafa. Oh no, I was gonna use her ship. I'm worried. Just because you always play an angle doesn't mean everyone is like that. Um, pot calling the kettle there, Rafa. Projecting some self insecurities there, Rafa. She moves. Man, I hope Trace doesn't lose her dream. This hard earned starship that she's worked so hard on to pursue her dreams with. Because her sister gets her into some illegal shit. Uh-oh. She doesn't know better. No, no. Trace! Anakin's right there, too. Anakin's hair a little different? Can he sense her? Hmm. I'm still waiting. I mean, Trace seems like it's a good thing, whatever it is, but I was gonna say it went to hyperspace, but she built this from the ground up too, so oh my god. I feel like that would have already been bad. They were already in hyperspace for a while. Well, this seems ominous. Kessel. Of course. Medicine. That's has historically been known as a way to make drugs sound like a good thing. Oh, the planet's a lot more beautiful than what the space assumed. I just want Trace to have everything she wants. But I'm so worried her sister. Damn. It seems legit, but I mean, this place has been known for corruption, right? So like the whole thing seems so like official and all that, but I guess maybe he got all this money illegally. If he's just not showing up. He did not like her chiming in. Spice. Of course. Oh. Yes. Allows them to escape their reality. She even knows, like... Ah, Chase is so excited. So young and naive. Hmm. She's so blinded by her sister, I get it, but... just justify it in whatever way she possibly can. It's like, oh, she's done this a lot. She knows what she's doing. No, she doesn't. Well, it's the first time for everything. You know, like, just coming up with an excuse no matter what you're told. Just immediately attacked. Hmm. I was gonna say, we didn't see them load it, but I thought maybe they loaded it off camera, but I think they're getting it now. Ooh. Hmm. Damn. Is it slave labor or are they paid? Uh. Hmm. Well, they did mention the narrator in the beginning said Ahsoka kind of saw her people in a new light, you know? Rafa just doesn't like that Ahsoka's making it harder to manipulate her sister. And she can't be manipulated. That's why Rafa likes family. And attacked. Obadiah. Hmm. Hmm. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess when it comes to our ship, Trace listened this time, though, didn't just play it off. Uh-oh. What's Trace gonna do? No, Trace! No! Did she just eject it? Okay, that might have been a bad idea. Yeah. Trace is really ignorant of the world, unfortunately. Um. Oh, jeez. Well. Okay, so they have a plan that we didn't see. I was a Jedi. I have superpowers. Well, we're gonna give them like a oops, we lost it. Oh, they do have containers on board. They look like the ones that were ejected and very. Hmm. Ooh. Did she not notice that? Damn. Uh-oh. Just gonna drop the containers and run. These are empty. Oh. That's really unfortunate. Uh-oh. Fly, baby, fly! Oh, well, they tractor beam you. Of course you are, Rafa. Well, that didn't work out. Almost did, but not quite. Alright. That is it, guys, for episode 6. That was good. I mean, frustrating to me as a third-party viewer just seeing this unhealthy relationship between Trace and Rafa. And Trace just seems so innocent and just wanting to live her life, and she has her dreams and she's trying to do it on the straight and narrow, and she pennied and dimed her way to getting a starship, or at least parts for one that she put together. I don't know if she bought the starship and then fixed it herself, if she brought a broken one, but the way she said she bought every single part and put it together. So did she you buy this one metal panel with this week's paycheck, buy this other metal panel and actually assemble the whole thing, buy the engine, buy the, whatever parts go into a starship, and actually assemble it piece by piece? Or did she get an assembled starship that was just broken and then just fix the parts that were broken? But the way that she spoke felt like she bought the whole thing piece by piece. So, which is crazy, so much work, and just as a viewer, you can just tell that Rafa is bad news for her, but she puts all her faith in her because she's her sister, and Trace is so naive to the world too, accidentally going into the military lane, not realizing she needs a license, not realizing that, her idea of a crime boss is just this small-time Pinto guy that they've dealt with, that, they've always scuffed by, so it's not that big of a deal, right? But no, these guys are galactically worse, as Ahsoka said. And now her whole spaceship is on the line that she worked most of her life to put together and everything. So, but just that kind of unhealthy relationship where you basically justify everything that a family member or just someone that you're really close with does, despite how bad it is or whatnot. You justify it to yourself in various ways. And yeah, I mean, I feel so bad for Trace, because I just want her to be able to succeed with what she's accomplished, but her sister keeps dragging her into these situations that are probably inevitably going to get her in trouble and lose the things that she has. I mean, I don't know that there's any kind of nefariousness with Rafa, but Rafa does kind of seem like the kind of person, I think there is a chance that she could sabotage. I don't think that's what she's trying to do here in this situation, but I think as Trace gets closer to her dream of setting off into space and stuff, Rafa might not have that same dream, and Rafa might not want to lose her sister and whatnot, and she kind of has a personality that she might screw over her sister in some way. so that way she like loses her ship and can't leave her, you know. And is just hoping that she can keep manipulating her as she always has in order to keep going with this like ruse. Well, not really ruse, but to just keep her sister with her. Sorry, my mind got sidetracked in the middle of that sentence, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, this was kind of the only downside I'd say to this episode is it's one of those ones that are very formulaic. It's very much like from the very moment the sister came in and offered a job that involved the spaceship and stuff like that, we learned from last episode that the sister is kind of bad news, so we knew that this was going to be bad news. So we knew the whole time, you know. So it's one of those things where it was just like waiting for it to go wrong kind of deal. And I think that's why it had me like the whole episode just being like, like at all these different moments, because it's like, you really shouldn't be doing this, man. But yeah, she's just trying to be there for Rafa and help her sister. And Rafa is just going to keep using and manipulating that, which is really sad. I can't believe no one noticed her using her Jedi mind tricks. Like, she didn't talk that quietly. She's standing right next to Trace. Did Trace not hear her say that, you know? It must have been quiet enough that no one there heard it, and Trace standing right next to her didn't hear it, but it's kind of crazy to me, you know? But anyway. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how many more do we have of this? Not that I don't like it. I do like it. I'm just curious. I think it's one more. Yeah. We watch episode 8. Oh wait, no. No, we have 2 more. We watch 7 and 8, and then we go back to 1. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm guessing. Right? Yeah, we watch, for season 7, the order is 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, we're getting so close. But yeah, it's been fun following Ahsoka again, as I mentioned before. I really like Ahsoka's character. And it's really interesting, you know, it's almost like a parallel to, like, Ahsoka was this bright-eyed young Padawan that, you know, thought the Jedi were pure and good and everything, which is kind of the way that Trace sees Rafa, right? I feel like. And then at some point, Ahsoka's eyes were open to a little more of the truth, where the Jedi are still, like, trying to do good, but, you know, as she said, like, yeah, the Republic really should do something about this, you know? It's like she sees all this, like, mass slave operation where it's even known to be like a crime planet, but the Republic just does nothing about it, and stuff like that. It's like her eyes are open to this like corruption and like the not good things that happen in the world that the Republic kind of just let slide by, and maybe the Jedi Order do too, you know? So and now we're watching another person, Trace, being someone who is this wide-eyed innocent, you know, just believing in her sister, and we're probably going to see the same thing that happened to Ahsoka happen to Trace, where she realizes that her sister might not be the best thing for her, you know? So, but that's all I really have to say. I am looking forward to seeing the next 2 episodes. I'm guessing both of them are going to have to do with Ahsoka and following the storyline, so I don't know what was going on with Anakin's hair. I could be wrong, but it felt like Anakin's hair was different, which I guess at this point we don't know exactly how much time has passed. They're still working on fixing the bike, so I can't imagine too much time has passed, right? Like, how long could it take to fix her bike? Not long enough for, like, Anakin's hair to change. I mean, I could be wrong. It just looked longer in the back than what I'm used to, but maybe they just decided to change up Anakin's model, or maybe there's something I'm not understanding, or maybe I'm completely wrong and his hair is normal, but I just thought that was interesting. it doesn't bother me that much if it is like just something they decided to change or anything. But I do, wasn't it, is it Clone Wars that at some point was picked up by like Disney? I don't know what season that happened in, but maybe if it was season 7, that could explain it too, where like it was like new animators are just trying to like get the model close, but you know, a little different kind of thing. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I was just figured I'd mention it because it was something I noticed. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon where there's 2 episodes ahead of time down below. Links are down there, should be popping up on the screen. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.